Something has been bothering you for a long time. Something subtle. Something you don't say out loud. You feel it in quiet moments, when the noise stops and the truth becomes harder to hide. You're not where you should be. You're capable of more than your results show. And deep down, you know something inside you is getting in the way. If that feels familiar, listen closely, because this video is about you. Not in a motivational, inspirational sense, not in a believe in yourself way. This is about the silent patterns that are quietly destroying your potential, the ones you don't see, the ones you don't question, the ones that feel normal because you've lived with them for so long. This is about self-sabotage, but not the dramatic kind, not the big failure or the huge mistake. Those are easy to notice. I'm talking about the sabotage that slips under the radar, the kind that destroys your life so slowly you don't realize what you lost until years have passed. Let me start with a truth most people avoid their entire lives. You don't ruin your life by accident. You ruin it through patterns you refuse to change. Before we unpack that, let me confirm why you clicked this video, because this is important. You clicked because somewhere inside you, there is a voice that says, something's wrong with the way I live. Something isn't adding up. I keep getting in my own way, and I don't know why. That voice isn't lying. You are sabotaging yourself, just not in the way you think. And when you finally understand how it works, your life will split into two parts: before you understood your sabotage and after. So let's begin with the simplest definition. Self-sabotage is when your past controls your future without your permission. And it shows up in three lethal ways: daily sabotage, financial sabotage, identity sabotage. Each one on its own is dangerous. All three together, they destroy entire decades of a person's life. And most people never escape them because sabotage doesn't shout. It whispers. Part 1. Daily sabotage. The leaks that sink your life. There's a man I know. Let's call him Adam. Every night, Adam would promise himself, tomorrow will be different. Tomorrow I'll wake up early. Tomorrow I'll start the routine. Tomorrow I'll stop wasting time. But every morning, the same story repeated. Phone first, scrolling, delaying tasks, avoiding discomfort. One small, I'll do it later. And his entire day collapsed. Nothing dramatic, nothing catastrophic, just little leaks. By Friday, he would say, I don't know where the week went. But the truth was simple. He wasn't failing because he lacked discipline. He was failing because he tolerated tiny acts of self-betrayal. Daily sabotage sounds like this. Just 10 more minutes. I deserve a break. It's fine. It's only today. I'll start next week. It's not that serious. But here's the part most people never understand. Your brain believes whatever you repeatedly do. If you repeatedly break promises to yourself, your brain learns one thing. Your word means nothing. Once your brain stops believing you, you can't build momentum. You can't build confidence. You can't build identity. Daily sabotage is not weakness, it's corrosion. You don't feel it each day. You feel it 5 years later when you realize, I'm still in the same place. But daily sabotage is just the surface, because the next layer, it destroys far more people. Part 2. Financial sabotage. The behaviors that keep people stuck forever. There is a lie society tells you: you have a money problem. But money is never the real problem. The real problem is behavior. Let me show you. Two people earn the same salary. One lives emotionally, buys when stressed, spends when bored, chases dopamine, avoids budgeting, never invests, calls every purchase a reward. The other lives structurally automates savings, invests early, minimizes friction, uses systems, not willpower, tracks behavior, not feelings. 10 years later, same income, completely different lives. One is trapped, the other is free. Not because of intelligence, not because of opportunity, not because of luck, but because one person sabotaged their future emotionally and the other protected their future structurally. You sabotage your finances every time you choose short-term pleasure over long-term ownership. Avoid looking at your spending because it scares you. Avoid difficult financial conversations. Believe, I'll save when I earn more. Stay loyal to old habits that keep you broke. Your finances aren't numbers. They're mirrors. They reflect your behavior, your discipline, your systems, your standards, your identity, and identity. That's where sabotage becomes dangerous. Because financial and daily sabotage damage your progress. But identity sabotage destroys your potential. Part 3. Identity sabotage, the most dangerous and the hardest to see. There's a story I need you to hear. A young man, mid-20s, everyone said he had potential. He was smart, talented, motivated in bursts, good at everything, consistent at nothing. Every time he made progress, he found a way to ruin it. He'd skip routines, delay tasks, avoid discomfort, abandon opportunities, disappear when things got difficult, not because he was lazy, but because he'd been sabotaging himself for so long, failure felt more familiar than success. One day, someone asked him, "Why do you keep ruining your own opportunities?" He said, "I don't know." But he did know. The truth was this: his identity had never been updated. He still saw himself as, "I'm not capable, I'm not consistent, I'm not disciplined. I'm not the kind of person who succeeds." His entire life was controlled by a version of himself that no longer existed. And here's the painful truth: your life can never grow beyond the identity you're loyal to. If your identity says, "I fail," you will sabotage success. If your identity says, "I don't deserve better," you will sabotage improvement. If your identity says, "I'm not that person," you will sabotage transformation. Identity sabotage is when your past self controls your future life. This is the sabotage that ruins the most people. And the tragic part? They think it's fate. They think it's bad luck. They think it's just who I am. But it's not. It's just identity. And identity can be rewritten. The framework to break self-sabotage. There are 3 steps. Most people never reach step 1. But you will. 1. Awareness. The courage to see the truth. Checkmark. Here is how I sabotage myself. Checkmark. Here are the patterns ruining my life. Checkmark. Here are the behaviors I pretend don't matter. Awareness breaks denial. 2. Architecture. Fix your life with structure. Morning routine. Check friction reduction, environment design, financial systems, replacements instead of removals. Check boundaries. Check rhythm. Architecture makes discipline automatic. 3. Authority. Rewrite the identity. Raise your standards. Follow through on your own word. Act from the future self. Remove people who shrink you. Build loyalty to who you're becoming. Authority is when your identity finally aligns with your behavior. The exit moment. Your turning point. Ask yourself, what pattern am I protecting that is destroying my life? What comfort is quietly killing my potential? What identity am I loyal to that no longer deserves me? Your future self is watching you, and they're begging you for one thing: stop sabotaging who you could become. If you want to break these patterns permanently, the link in the description gives you the free blueprint. If you want to build structure, identity, and discipline every week, subscribe to Think Legacy and Discipline. This channel isn't for the motivated, it's for the designed.